Yeah, I feel like I've been drawing a lot more since the show. I feel like I can just kind of sit back and think of new stuff and feel a little bit of freedom after this show.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't know. I feel like it's just sometimes it's like that. Like it's a job. At the end of the day, sometimes they're just like busy work or like just technique of just painting itself. You're not really creating anything new. Like these things I've sketched months ago that like now we execute on the canvas.
Do you feel like you're making stuff like to make money, or do you feel like you're making stuff that you want to do, like you would be doing it anyways?
Yeah, I definitely am happy that I feel like people, yeah, like I can kind of make money doing what I want to do anyways. Um, but yeah, like sometimes I'll do something that I just think is really cool, even though it's like not gonna make as much money as like the bait or like what I'm known for.
What do you think you're known for, though?
Like these kind of red emblem, like these red characters. I feel like is pretty emblematic to my stuff.
So, like, how much of it, like, because you feel like people, that's what you're expecting you to do, is like influencing you to make more of that?
It definitely feels good. Like there's a feeling of like recognition. I love like instant recognition, of course. Yeah, but I feel like I'm moving more of like not really needing it as much. But yeah, definitely it's easy to get lost in like the recognition or like the what is it called when like you do something and you get reciprocated or something. I'm not good at the words.
You told me you were like really good at the verbiage, bro.
I'm not good at the verbiage. I'm a visual artist.
Dude, what's funny for me is like, yeah, like, so the stuff that you're doing was like introduced to me, and everything that was like shown to me was just everything with the girls in red. But like, my favorite thing out of all the prints was just like the butterfly girl, which is not red at all.
Right.
That was like different for me.
Yeah, I feel like that was good for me too to do that. And like just like there's definitely range that's there. There's definitely like a full spectrum that I want to get out. This is just kind of like the era that I'm in, you could say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I could switch it up this year. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe take a little like venture off into different parts of this world I'm creating.
Yeah.
Because there's various parts. I think this is kind of just like the introduction.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that way too.
And like I think as I grow as like an artist and a person, like it's just organically going in different directions, which I'm pretty excited about.
How did you like fall into this anyways?
I was always into art. I was like an art nerd. I had like an art academy I was in. And then I don't know, it kind of like everything kind of fell into place. Like the things I liked kind of started picking up. Like when I was growing up, like I was into streetwear and fashion, and like that wasn't a thing when I was growing up and where I was growing up, like in Long Beach.
What brands were you into?
I was into Kid Robot.
Okay, yeah.
Everything like Crooks and Castles, the Hundreds.
Oh shit, yeah. The Hundreds, yeah.
You know, all those OG Fresh Jive, Supreme.
Yeah.
A-Life. I wasn't into A-Life actually that much.
Why were you into it though? Was it because of the art or?
And I skated too. So I was a skater like from the majority of my life. I used to skate just like every day.
Were you good at skating?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Oh shit.
I was like
find like the T-Rex like
there's
school,
clips.
like, videos.
There's some clips out there for sure.
I would want to
I'm
see
still
that.
I'm still pretty good at like mini ramps and like half pipes.
Dude,
That was like my style. Like I would skate
so
pools.
Oh shit.
So that's when I heard of like artists like Barry McGee, Mark Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like all of those dudes are just like basically deserve to be in the, you know, like museums. Like Mark Gonzalez is like those sculptures he does and all that shit is like museum quality.
It's so good, especially just the videos had like such a huge impact on me. Like a skate video, especially like the VHS stuff, was just like it's not about like the technicality of how good the skate tricks are. It's more about like
The style.
the style, yeah, and like how that's like it's not just the style, but like also how that works with like the music and like how it's like edited together. It's like one presentation.
It's art.
It's
like,
art. It's art. Yeah, it's super like underrated thing.
And yeah, at the end of the day, that's how I always saw it. Like you could be, like style can outweigh all the technical shit and like the perfect skaters who could do every trick. Like there could be a skater who just has this crazy like laid back style that you just love.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd rather watch him.
Yeah, it's like your favorite skater is like always like just who you feel like the style just like represents like something you can relate to. It's something so cool about it, like just how they're like moving. It's not about like their technical ability. Yeah.
Right. It's like, yeah, exactly. Maybe, yeah. And that's kind of how I feel about art too.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like right. There's no better. Nobody's better than the next guy.
Yeah, it's such a weird space to be in. Yeah, it's just like it's subjective, but it's like just how people can like relate to everything.
And I think that's the same with my art. Like I can't necessarily do the most technical tricks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
I would do like the funny tricks or like the ones that were like weird or like would catch people's eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than like being like able to do every trick on the spot.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my art's the same way, kind of. It's like a little sketch, a little like just weird.
Yeah.
Not perfect.
It's not about being perfect. It's about like the inconsistencies and like the imperfections, which makes it like really cool and like interesting.
True. It's a balance of that too, like trying to perfect it to as much as you can or to what you want.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, so
Yeah,
like
sure.
I want to talk about like this exhibition in particular.
Yeah, actually I used to paint on just the Marlboro cartons and sell those when I was like just kind of like just making art. Yeah, really was making that for myself. Didn't have anyone like trying to like commission me or anything. Like I was just had all these Marlboro cartons from like friends or like the smoke shop up the street. And then I would just paint on them. There's a bunch of them like floating around.
When you were doing that, were you trying to like make it as an artist, or was that just like something you were just doing for fun, or like I don't know, like what were you thinking?
I was definitely trying to make it as an artist. I was like trying to visualize that with everything in my life. Like, I was taking it. I was taking it pretty seriously more than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a lot of risk. Just like not knowing what's next. But yeah, I feel like I always either wanted to work for Disney.
Really?
Yeah, or be like a streetwear guy or an artist. I feel like streetwear was like in between. That was kind of maybe that's what placed me here too.
Yeah.
Like in this, because I could be an artist, but I could have a whole different like scene probably. Like the people who like my art could be like someone I would never even know about now.
Yeah.
But I think my connection, like I resonated with streetwear so much, and like I think I attracted all those people into my like world.
Yeah. What's more important to you, like just growing what you're doing as like a business, or just like being able to like make what you want as an artist?
Make what I want. I mean, yeah, it's a legacy thing too.
Yeah.
Like I want to leave behind artifacts.
Yeah.
Like it's art. It's our artifacts. Like I want people to like, first of all, take care of it, like value it to where it can last a century, like
Yeah.
like it's. I actually want to die with like a small theme park, or like my house being like an art exhibit in itself.
Yeah, I really respect that, man. It's like just speaking like personally, it's like everything that I've done like with my career is like the motivation has always been like art, but I feel like just in that space, like the more I'm in it, it's like the more I feel like everything needs to make sense like on the business side.
Right. There's kind of like a wave you could ride between like the underground and like doing some mainstream commercialism stuff. Like you kind of gotta figure out where you want to be.
Yeah.
And usually it's cooler, like it's way cooler to be underground. Like money is like the death of cool to an extent. Like the more money you make, probably the less cool you are.
So tell me about Japan.
Japan's great. I've been to Japan 3 times, like one in 1 year, or maybe 2.
You went 3 times in 1 year?
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Kyoto. Well, I went to Tokyo, met with Murakami. We went to Kyoto just for fun, like a few months later. Yeah, Kyoto was a vibe.
I love Kyoto.
We went into the mountain with the monkeys, fed the monkeys. There's like sick, like one of my favorite brands is Capital.
Okay, yeah.
Out there, and they had like a Capital in Kyoto, but even just like the clothes on the street was like Capital. Like there's like little like Boro shops.
Yeah.
Where they have like the beautiful indigo dyed stuff, patchworking. We like picked up a bunch of stuff there. I love like the clothes and the vibe out there.
What year was that you went there?
2019, and then did the show, came back in January 2020.
Yeah.
Did the exhibition. Right when COVID was becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Kobe had died while we were out there.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I was out there for like 2 weeks though, working. I had made some canvas pieces actually in the Airbnb.
Yeah, that's wild.
Just to fill up the space.
Yeah.
But what else? I love how clean it is. I love like trash everywhere, trash cans. I'm in Skid Row, so it's like trash city.
It's literally the opposite, yeah.
Literally.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a city called Bellflower, which is like 20 minutes from LA.
Yeah.
It's like a little like in between city, between like Long Beach and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much going on, like skating, smoking weed,
Yeah.
a lot of like drug use, and like just shit like that, depressing shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anybody into what I was into. So I moved to LA 2017 or something.
Yeah.
Moved to LA, had my boy let me use a little studio for like $300. And then yeah, I started doing more stuff for people because I was out there. I didn't even have a phone at the time.
Yeah.
And then I got a little flip phone. Started doing the sicko stuff.
How did that happen with the sicko stuff?
That was pretty much, I kind of just did some art based off kind of like how the kids do now. Like I just did the art based off like 90s, the 90s vibe with like the Bjork inspiration, and like he's seen it somehow and like just told me like he wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
And then we met up and it was like super easy.
How do you feel about that though? It's like kind of a weird spot to be in because it's like just like in that like his orbit or whatever.
Yeah, it is interesting. I like it. I don't know. I kind of am into the same like kind of shit. That's like the music and the artists that he's affiliated with, like are some of the best artists. You know, some of the people I really like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like it's an interesting spot to be in.
I kind of like it more than me having to think too much about making clothes. I can just make art and kind of like art direct this brand. And then like they make the clothes that I would want to make.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily like a clothing designer.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like the cuts and the fabric and the silhouettes, it's like not really what I'm focusing on right now.
Yeah, that's why like I asked you like at the beginning, it's like just your opinion on like the kind of like how much do you compromise like as an artist to be like commercially like successful?
A little bit. It is like that. It's like every time you kind of put something out in the world, you feel like you're like giving out a piece of yourself.
Yeah.
And giving out like a little piece of your soul. So like when you give out clothes, like I don't know. Maybe I think of it because I'm so close to it. I think of it too much. Like I don't want to do too much clothes.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather just be making like sustainable art pieces.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I have a studio, I have rent, I have things that have to be, and then, but you know, I use the money for like holograms and like,
Right.
like I spend my money on like art and clothes and like art.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, definitely there's like a balance you have to find, because whatever you do, you're gonna be known for. You have control over that to an extent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good shit, dude. Have you ever talked this like candidly before?
No, I never have.
That is cool.
Yeah, I told my girl I'll take a vow of silence 1 year. Try to just like not talk and just express myself visually.
I'm so happy and like fortunate like I can make something with you, man. Because I don't know, like I know a lot of dudes, but I feel like your like perspective on everything is like just super like pure and like honest, and I really like respect you for that.
Thanks, man. Try to keep it simple, for sure.
It's simple, but it's not simple, you know. So
That's true.
yeah.
Like DMT or something.
What do you think about the exhibition, though?
I feel like this idea kind of came recently, and I just wanted to get it out. Like, it feels good to kind of get some of these things off my chest, like this art, like letting it go. And like how it's like symbolic for a lot of things, a lot of like personal struggles, and like one piece is called Vices, like just I feel like there's like a detox coming after these shows, you know. It's like definitely a detox and time for a cleanse.
Yeah.
It was really cool though to do it here too, have everyone come out, give people a chance, because I'm doing Taiwan next. I'm not going there, but I'm doing a solo show out there.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I feel like actually have a lot of pieces for that I haven't shown. Have like pieces, a whole nother style I've been working on that I haven't shown. Well, I've shown, but it's like a different side. I feel like it's like a whole almost opposite side of me that I want to show next.
Is it even normal to like take shots of gin?
No. I haven't taken shots of gin since now.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
All right, man. One of the things that we have to talk about is Smiley and Skid Row. What's this story?
Yeah, well, my studio's on Skid Row still. Like, you know, could have moved out a while ago, but decided to stay there because it's like something about it. I don't know. It's like chaos out there. You might see a porta potty on fire. You might see someone like really shapeshift into a different person. But yeah, there's like some characters up there who are like, I feel they kind of choose to live like they're not homeless, like their home is on Skid Row.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a nomadic lifestyle. And there's this guy, Smiley, who lives out front of my building. Yeah. Has like the sickest style. Like one day, you know, he might have a whole like I don't know where he gets his clothes, but he'll have like the gold frames on his glasses with like a bondage jacket with a sword.
An actual sword?
Yeah, like a sword. Or like, yeah, I guess he's a character, man. I guess he used to hang with Rick James back in the day.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he's got the story. It's like he was hanging with Rick James. He invented Happy Friday, and Happy Monday, and Happy Tuesday, and Happy Wednesday.
So he's legit then.
Nah, he's legit. But yeah, he's just one of the many characters and I love to see it. I love to see like the survival tactics.
How did you meet him?
He's just there. He's like it was inevitable. I'm there every day. He's there every day.
So it's just a coincidence that he's like right in front of your space.
Yeah, kinda. He's like just a local.
Yeah.
He likes to. He's kind of a pimp of some sorts.
What?
Yeah, he's like a pimp, a manager. He manages like the taco truck, like even the people at the liquor store, they call him Naija in Arabic, which means successful.
So he's like a veteran of Skid Row.
Veteran, yeah. He's basically got it down. Got this lifestyle down.
Nice. How long has he been out there, or do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He said he was from somewhere else and he came here and stayed.
Damn.
That's as much as I know.
Like, just for me, like, I don't know anything about, like, Smiley, but, like, you know, in the, like, the promotional materials, like, for the exhibition, like, you included him in there. Like, I don't know, do you think he has, like, an influence on everything that's happening with the exhibition?
I think he does. Well, yeah, he's definitely a character in the. There's kind of like a symbolic spiritual war going on, that I personally see being out there. People are just like at war with addiction and their own vices and even like a lot of mental health. And I just try to visualize that sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, also there's like a lot of bullet holes in my studio, which I was like always tried to visualize like what had happened here, like a lot of history of like chaos and toxicity. And then like even down to the things that they have access to is so bad for you. Like the food they eat is like chips, like liquor store food, and like candy. Like I swear, like all they can afford is candy, and they like live on that. Yeah. And there's like some sort of like spiritual blockage in that, I feel, that keeps them like on a certain frequency. And also like things I hear like are so random, but they're so like from another world.
Yeah.
Like I had someone say, "Can you visualize the realities of spiritual warfare?" And then he just like went back off to like asking for change.
What does spiritual warfare mean to you?
Spiritual warfare is like a internal war between bad and good, or positive and negative. It's like you're battling, you're like in a battle with these things. Like things that seem, you're like in a battle with yourself and your own like spiritual obstacles that you have to get through in this life. And everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah.
And there's obviously things that are destructive and negative, but also like don't feel that way. Like things like drugs and like sex and all these things, which are bad, but are also like everybody wants to do it. Everybody likes these things.
Yeah. It's a weird thing because it's almost like I don't know if that's like just the natural state of things or if it's more like the more like taboo those things become in society, like the more attractive they become.
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a battle every day. Sometimes it's some, for some people it's like very, very extreme. And then yeah, I feel like maybe some people are just not in the not in the line of fire, or like not like more balanced, but it's just your experience.
Is that something you feel like, I guess, was impressed upon you from like Smiley, or is that something that's like continuous, like with everything you've done with your artwork? And like the thing I was gonna bring up like right after that is just like related to like the satanic like imagery like with your artwork.
True, it could be. Okay, so early in my life I was like in kind of like a Christian, group, kind of like it was called cadets. So it was like kind of like a Boy Scouts type situation, but like very Christian motive, right? You know what I mean? We'd like hike up, like I was like 12 years old or 13, and we'd hike up like the craziest mountains, and then they would tell us these like Bible stories. It was like I definitely was like church going when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like church going. I'm like somewhat educated in the Bible.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And like all that guilt and shit that's like based around that.
Yeah.
Probably maybe rebelling against that.
Yeah. Okay. It makes more sense now.
Yeah, maybe it's like I'm not scared of that shit. Like
Yeah.
I used to be mad scared of like going to hell and like dying. I used to like pray.
Yeah.
I used to pray that nobody I ever met died.
That's extreme. Yeah.
And then like
It's scary.
yeah. So I feel like I just got over that like fear, just feeling that all the time, and it probably went into like not fearing it. Like I wouldn't say I'm satanic at all. I just feel like I have a duty to like show both sides.
Yeah.
Or like the artist like Gustavo Dore, who he did like Paradise Lost art back in like the 1800s. Like he would portray Satan, and he actually did Black Sabbath logo, or like they took his art for the logo.
Yeah.
Because it was so long ago, there's no copyright on that. But he would show it all. Like even though a lot of his shit is like dark,
Yeah.
and like satanic, like he also has like angels and like the like Dante and Beatrice gaze into the abyss, and it's just like swirls of angels, like beautiful shit. But there's both sides to every story.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think I'm coming from this side now.
Yeah, that's really interesting, dude. Did your parents come to the exhibition?
No, they didn't make it.
Yeah.
I'll try to have them come on Saturday.
Yeah. What do they think though, like about the imagery, like just based off of like what you told me about?
Yeah.
The background.
They're honestly cool. Like they don't get it. Kinda. Like I don't know. They're cool about it. They think it's beautiful. Cause I always want it to look beautiful, not like evil.
Yeah.
Or like how satanic should be.
So they like it.
Yeah, it's not really about that.
Yeah,
It's like, I mean, yeah, if you want to take it there, but if you don't believe in Satan, it's like more of a like a position you are in like your life. Like, are you this person now where people relate? Like, have you went through that? Like, you feel like you were like on the dark side?
Yeah.
And there's always little stuff like like a cigarette. I feel like is so symbolic about it. Like, it's bad, but like, you know what I mean? It's like bad, but like it's like a guilty pleasure. Like,
Yeah.
like you might feel guilty, but like at some points in your life you might indulge in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what we were talking about earlier, which is like the more like, I don't know, like forbidden or like taboo something is, like the more like attractive it becomes.
Right, it becomes attractive. Like, you might be like, oh, I would, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I should never do this. But in the back of your mind, you're like, I might.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to rule it out completely.
Yeah. It's almost like the more like fucked up it becomes, it's the more like, I don't know, like attractive it becomes. Yeah.
And I think that's who I am too as a person. Like, I love the world for its flaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the world for how fucked up it could be.
Yeah. I get that impression from you, dude. Yeah.
Like, I like shit to be like, if it's nice, like I want it to be a little like twisted or a little on the dark side, a little edgy.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to walk the little edge.
Yeah, the edge is super important, right? It's like, I don't know, it's just like yin yang shit. It's like the contrast between like how fucked it could be and like what it actually is, and like, you know, how boring it is when like everything is just like no problems at all. It's like that mix of everything, which is like, yeah.
Yes, it's exactly like on a non-religious level, it's like yin and yang.
Yeah.
And like you need a little bit of that like yin inside of that yang for it to be balanced.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
It's like maybe the red girl is like that little dot in the bright side.
Yeah.
Which I like right now.
Yeah.
And then maybe when I die, like I'll have done that.
Yeah.
And I'll do the other way around.
Yeah.
Well, the other way around is what? Oh, the good and the bad? Maybe I'm that. I don't know if I'm the good and the bad or the bad and the good.
Yeah. But even if, like, especially, like, after meeting you, but even before, like, I knew you, like, the impression I got from your artwork is, it's, I don't know, I feel something, like, super, like, pure about it, like, pure in, like, a good way, right? And, like, even though, like, the images are, like, they're quite, like, extreme, but, like, my interpretation of it was, like, I felt something, like, I don't know, like, it's hard to describe, but something, like, good was, like, coming out of it.
That's what
I don't feel like it's evil.
Right.
Like, or anything like that.
Maybe it's like maybe it's like I turned it into, like I turned that pain from like whatever experiences I had in life at the time or now into something good or something that's like beautiful.
Yeah.
And like for people that also think it's beautiful makes me feel like it's true.
Yeah.
And like that's really like truth is, what is that? Like if I could feel that,
yeah,
that's like amazing. Yeah. So yeah, definitely turning that pain and shit into something good is like what my art is about.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico recently. It was super sick.
Yeah.
Super culture shock. It's the art is like my art. It's like dark.
Yeah.
Dark. A lot of like. Went to a sick market where they had all type of art. They had like classic paintings with like graffiti on it.
Yeah.
And like they put face tattoos. Is that like a market? They put face tattoos on like these little angels. Like they're kind of on the same like wavelength as me.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool, man.
And that was really cool. I should have. There's this like Marlboro phone I should have bought. It was a phone and it was like a cigarette pack.
Yeah. When was that? When were you there?
Last month.
Last month? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, oh, this happened like 4 years ago or some shit.
Nah, this was last month.
Okay.
This is while I was working on all this.
What you saw was like reminded you of like what you're doing, or is it
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, like, and then I went to the museums too.
Yeah.
Because like the richest man in America lived in Mexico, or the richest man in the world. The richest man in the world lived in Mexico for the longest time. Or like is from Mexico.
Yeah.
And has a museum there. And it has like real Gustavo Dores and like real Rodin sculptures. And like a lot of like demonic shit too.
Yeah.
Next to like the crazy medieval, like I like medieval stuff because they show everything.
Yeah.
They show like hell and heaven.
Yeah.
I think our discussion about style over like technicality and like, you know, style can kind of outweigh just as, you know, you have your own style.
Yeah.
That's what makes you you. And like staying true to that style.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've definitely had opposing like opinions for my art when it comes to like it being satanic or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I just like believe it's not that, and I know my style. But even I feel like without the red or without that imagery, my style will like still be there no matter what, whether it's like filmmaking or clothing or whatever I feel like I'm gonna make. There's always gonna I can't compromise that.
Yeah.
Like I will do the most to change. Like I will do the most to do the littlest thing to make it my style.
I think it's like really cool that like, you know, early on we talked about like this kind of like balance between like what's like commercially like viable versus like your trajectory like as an artist. And it's like even with like all the red stuff, it's still like, for me it reads as like this very like pure thing. But it's really cool to like talk with you about like how like you're doing like other stuff like outside of that as well.
Yeah, right. Like this was like it was like an era of art.
Yeah.
That connected with as many people as possible. And like that's what was so important.
Yeah.
Is to like just make those connections. And then yeah, I'm so happy about the space that it's in. To have it like also expressed as like simply art. And like, you know, to put myself on the stage as an artist.
Yeah. You don't gotta plug Prom, dude. Like, we're just fucking like happy that you're fucking here and like.
Man, shout out to Prom. shout out to Prom. Just supplied a beautiful home for the art, a beautiful space for it to live in and thrive and.
Dude, just honestly, like, I'm just so happy, like, to do something with you. Like Noah like turned me on to like your stuff, and it's just like it's fucking, it's so good like how everything like came together.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Everything came together really easily too.
Yeah. And like yeah, I didn't know about like what you were doing, and then like I had like a kind of like a first impression of it, and then after it was like I got to like know you and like see like how everything like came together. I was just really stoked about it. So.
It was like a stamp in history for sure in our careers, in our lives. It's an unforgettable moment for sure.
Yeah.
Unforgettable.
Like, dude, Tyler, honestly, like, thank you so much, dude. I really fucking appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Avery. Hopefully we're wrapped.
Good?
Yeah.
Cool.